If you own a property and have a second mortgage on it, and if you want to keep this property and get rid of the second loan, attorney Shah Peerally can help. Call 510-742-5887. Due to the uncertain economy, many people have settled their debts for a fraction of its value. It's recommended to use an experienced lawyer to deal with it. Shah Peerally is an experienced debt settlement attorney and has handled hundreds of such cases successfully. There are no upfront fees for debt settlement. Only when you win, you pay. Call Shah Peerally, attorney at law, at 510-742-5887 or visit yourdebtsettlementattorney.com for a free assessment. This is just an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is established by this ad. The law does not guarantee success. Call 510-742-5887.
Beerables Inc. is an e-solutions company that provides custom web design, web application development, and internet marketing services to individuals and businesses. They can build powerful e-commerce sites, mobile apps, develop content, and market you on social media. They can help manage your brand's reputation and provide rock-solid customer support. Call today at 1-800-651-6091 or email us at info@beerables.com for a free consultation today. Again, the number is 1-800-651-6091.
And now, from the San Francisco Bay Area studios, KLOK proudly presents to you the prominent attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show, coming at you with over 50,000 watts of power. The Shah Peerally Law Show, where all your views matter.
We are going to be talking about immigration law, and of course today I have with us my good friend Franco, who has been helping us all the way, and thank you so much for being here, Franco. And we are going to be going ahead, and of course everything I'm telling you today is going to be for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. So to start today, we are going to talk a little bit about the situation. And of course, there are things, there are good news and bad news and everything that, well, not so much good news, but a lot of really kind of stressful news. But at the same time, there are ways to get things working. So Franco is telling me the sound. I hope the sound is getting better. So I am going to go ahead and speak a little bit louder. And today we're going to talk, of course, about immigration. The lines are open: 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565, and we have the situation, of course, of the Muslim ban going on. We have also the Supreme Court decision, which is, we talked about this last week. And, of course, we have a lot of other things happening in immigration. But those that interest us, a lot of people are calling me because it's vacation time and they want to know, can they travel or not. Well, the entire idea of traveling is related, of course, to your situation with your H-1B, especially if you're on H-1B or if you're traveling on advanced parole, right? So advanced parole, for those on advanced parole, it might sound easier for them to travel, but those on H-1B, especially if they have to go for stamping, few tips I'm going to give you. If you're going on stamping, make sure you're carrying with you, especially if you're working for a consulting company, you're carrying with you your letter of employment, one letter from the end client, and especially if you have layers now, they're asking for kind of the letters from all the layers that you're working with. For example, you're working with employer A, and then you have a vendor, a mid-vendor in between B, C, and going up to D. So make sure that you're bringing a copy of the letter of employment or the purchase orders. etc., to prove that there is work. Because otherwise, when you go for the stamping, they kind of review the entire case when you go for stamping, and if you don't get it right, they will put you on 221G and ultimately not issue your H1B visa. And for those who have actually filed under programmer situations, make sure that you before you travel, you talk to an immigration lawyer, someone who's experienced what is happening, and then you travel. So again, the lines are open. We will you can call us at 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565, and you can ask any questions on immigrations, whether it's family petitions, asylum, you name it in immigration. We will be glad to answer as much as we can. And of course, this is purely educational, so it will be short, but at least we will try our best to give you a better idea of what is happening out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was talking about some of the things happening in immigration, especially on H1B for those going on vacation. I know it's kind of a time when everybody wants to leave, and right now there's a lot of fear of coming back or not be able to come back. So the problem that we are facing is very is not only limited to people from India. It's pretty much everywhere. And for those coming from countries like Iran and other countries, be ready to prove that you have ties to the U.S. And that's where things are really kind of getting tricky, because people are actually just traveling without knowing what they have to carry, and they end up by getting stuck outside and they cannot come back. As for also traveling for a third party country for stamping, this is becoming a little bit difficult now. So make sure that you check before you travel that you will be able to get a stamp there. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I know a lot of people are also kind of worried about the entire situation with the new government. But at the end of the day, immigration law kind of is still strong. There's still a lot of immigration, especially when it comes to cases like EB1, EB1A, EB1B, and EB1C, and that's another thing that a lot of people are looking into. We are seeing cases that are being approved on EB1, which are we would not have expected them to be approved because they were not very strong cases, but yet if we make a good case, they are getting a chance. So look into those. Don't just give up on the situation. So I recommend that you make sure that that things are done properly and your case is evaluated with the best. So make sure that you talk to a good lawyer before you travel, for example. And also, if you want to evaluate your case on EB1, feel free to call us. Let me take a caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Good morning. A quick question. My brother is doing a second master's in USA, and his wife has also a valid visa, F2, and she went to India recently, and then and there was a confusion that she need to go to the one more time for the visa stamping since he's doing a second master, and she also got a new service number. So we went for she went for an interview twice, and she got failed. They said they cannot give a visa. But actually later we confirmed that DSO saying that it's okay, we no need to go for a visa stamping because she has already visa valid, she can travel. So there was small confusion between there. So now my question is, can she travel again? Or do you think the port of entry asked us, you already twice went to the interview, they got failed, and why you're traveling like that?
Yeah.
Or do you think that can you travel also?
Okay, this is a very tricky situation and it's happening to a lot of people. Technically now they are asking you to kind of revalidate that visa, but the fact that you went there and you got denied, there is a chance at the port of entry they will not allow this visa for you, because by operation of law, if a new visa you applied is denied, especially if it is a similar visa, an F2 in this case, there's a chance that at the port of entry they return her back. So the question is that should you take the chance? I will not personally take the chance, but if you want to try it, you can try it. But if they return her at the port of entry, the risk is that they might put what we call a summary proceeding on her, which is basically like a deportation, and that carries a bar of 5 years. She will not be able to come back. So the best is to have your brother. It's your brother, right? You said? It's your brother-in-law,
yes,
brother. Yeah, maybe your brother can check with a congressperson and ask them if they can validate her actual visa on her passport. They might be able to get a liaison and check on that. Or because if you go to the US embassy and they're saying this visa is no good, that means it's no good. But she should not have gone there. She should have just used it. But now the fact that they denied it, it is going to be difficult. If she come at the airport, there's a big chance they might return her. So it's a risk to tell her to come just like that. Have your brother, and if it is getting complicated, give me a call at the office. We can see what we can do on our side. 510-742-5887. But the best is just maybe go to a congressperson and explain the situation that his wife is stuck there and it's unfair on him kind of, and if the congressman can help in making sure this visa is revalidated. Okay?
All right. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Good luck to you. Good luck. So, Franco, I don't know if I have. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, feel free to call. The number to the studio today is 408-912-5565. 408-912-5565. And this is Attorney Shah Peerally, and we are doing the show live today. It's July 6, 2017. And we are talking, of course, about immigration, but you can ask any questions on immigration, whether you're a student, it's a family petition, citizenship application. This is another thing that I'm getting a lot of questions from people, how much time those cases are taking to be processed. For example, citizenship cases are taking almost 9 months, so be ready for that. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, sir. This is Chandra. How are you?
Hi, Chandra. I'm doing well, Chandra. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you. I'm getting my in-laws from India, sir, and on the visitor visa, and they got the visitor visa like almost 9 years back, 9.5 years back, and they have 6 more months left. So, do they need to get anything new because it's almost 9 years along with that, or maybe just passport without a passport stamp, like visa stamping should be fine?
The visa stamping that you have, as long as it's valid, it should allow them to enter. But because they don't have to get a new one, as long as it's valid. The way visa stamp works, as long as it's valid even for 1 day, at the airport, it's at this point they will make the determination how much time they will let them in. You don't have to get a new one. But once you pass the date, of course, you have to go and get a new one. But before that date, that visa is valid. Now, this is the problem that a lot of people are seeing, though. For those, I have not really seen it from any of my clients, but I heard of it. Like for those who have less than 6 months stamp, based on the plane and the airline, they are giving a hard time to those people. So you might want to check with your airline if they will allow her to board. But if they allow her to board, she comes at the airport. It should be okay for them to enter as long as it's still valid, the stamp on the passport. Okay? All right?
So, but coming on Air India, do you have any information regarding that?
No, unfortunately, I don't have. And I cannot mention any airlines on the radio. So you might want to check with them, or give me a call at the office. We'll do a consultation at 510-742-5887, and the website is attorneyonair.com. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck to you. Thank you. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Shah. Good morning. I just have a quick, I wanted to get some data point from you on this one. Yesterday, while I was reading Indian news, one of the websites, they mentioned that United States Border and Customs are now allowing Indian citizens to apply for the global entry. I think that's like an expedite lane, like a kind of TSA recheck. So one question is, have you heard of this? Do you have any info on that one? And another is this applicable for H-1B visas or not?
No, I don't know. That global entry is just a clearance. What basically it says is just like you get cleared, but unfortunately, this is not. You still have to go through all the process. The global entry only is just like it makes the line shorter for you a little bit at the airport. But I have not heard of it because also you have to double check where the news is coming from because there's a lot of fake news running around.
I checked it on the CPB website, and the procedure that is mentioned over there is you fill up a form and they will clear you as a low, what they call it as in low risk traveler. And once that is done, then they will have an interview with you one-on-one. And once that is done, then they will clear you, so you don't have to stand in any of the immigration lines. On the airport.
That has been there. The global entry program. Especially if you're traveling like from airports like Atlanta, they market that a lot because you have to pay a fee for it. I think it's a membership. But having said that, if you get it, it might be helpful. I have never tried it personally, and none of my clients have tried it as far as I know. But I heard a lot of good and bad about it, so I don't know if now with the delay at the airport, it might be something helpful. But there's a fee for it. You know that. I think it's like $100 a month or something like that.
It's $100 a year.
Huh?
$100 a year.
Oh, $100 a year. Okay, I thought it was $100 a month. Okay, that's good. I didn't even know the price. But yeah, I see. I'm looking at that article too. I just Googled it when you were asking me. It seems like it is something worth to be used. Yeah, it will be used for everything. But remember, the global entry program doesn't clear you for if you don't have a visa. Okay, all it does is basically allows you to be they don't do background check on you when you enter because you already cleared it. But that doesn't mean it bypasses the visa. So even an H-1B can use it as long as you clear on your visa. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good luck to you. Yeah, that's good news. I didn't know about that. I just found out myself. So that's good. So let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, that's good news.
Hi.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes. Go ahead. Yes, I'm listening to you. This is Shah.
Hi, Shah. I have a question. I have a approved I-140, and my question is, now when I change my job, now do I have to still go through all the process of wage approval, advertisement, everything, or is it just the priority date gets quoted with a new employer?
Okay. This is a very good question. If you're asking the question, can you use that I-140 to get a green card with the second company? Let's say company A got you an I-140, you're moving to company B. You can use that I-140 to extend your H-1B. You can use that I-140 to get the H-4 for your H-4EAD for your spouse. But if you want a green card, they have to start the process from scratch on the labor and then prevailing wage, of course, determination, PWD, then labor, etc., advertising, etc. But you can take that priority date though, but not the entire case, only the priority date. Okay.
Okay. So now let's assume that I change my job this month. Now, when should this entire process? It can wait for another 2 years since my visa would be valid for 3 years, right? Or does it have to be done immediately when I change my job, the process?
It doesn't have to be done immediately. It all depends on that I-140. If the I-140 is still there and it's holding strong, you're good. But if you leave before 6 months of the I-140, the company can still revoke it. And if you pass the 6 years, you might need a new I-140. But as long as you have one I-140 in hand, you can use that to extend your H-1B until the dates become current. But once the dates become current, you need a new I-140 to apply for your green card. So the advice is to start as soon as possible, but it's not necessary to start right away if the previous I-140 is still good. Okay?
Okay, so the I-140 would, my I-140 is approved for 12 months now, so I'm assuming that it would stay valid, right? I mean, there is nothing like withdrawing it or something by my earlier employer.
Technically, under the new rule, they cannot withdraw it by the company under the January 17, 2017 rule. However, USCIS themselves, if they find some kind of fraud or misrepresentation, they have a right to take it away. So it's usually if you get it from a good company, you are safe. But if the company is not really a stable company, then it's a good idea to start right away with your I-140. There are many reasons for that. So, and if you want to kind of analyze the company, just give me a call in the office. We'll do a consultation at 510-742-5887. Good luck to you. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Shah. My name is Arun. I have a citizenship application question. I had a tax problem recently, related to foreign bank account reporting, and I corrected it. But I'm just waiting to listen from the IRS before I go ahead and apply for my citizenship. Do I have any reason to be concerned, or should I wait for them to reply back to me about the tax situation, or can I just go ahead and apply for my citizenship?
How much time do you expect them to answer you?
Usually, the case they don't have a closure as such for FBAR cases, so they usually send out a letter saying, the penalty that I calculated is what they, matches with what they think the penalty should be, and they should get back to me sometime in the next couple of months.
Okay, so basically, you made an arrangement with them, right?
Yeah, there is a program called Streamlined FBAR.
Yes,
so even though I had problem with 1 year, I had to, report 6 years of FBAR and 3 years of tax correction, and I did that, and then I'm just waiting for them to amend my tax returns and also calculate the penalty and tell me if I did the math right.
This will be a question on your N400. Do you owe any taxes? So based on what you told me, it seems you do owe. Then the two answers is that do you have an arrangement with the IRS? If not, then they won't give you your citizenship. So there are two options in this case. If you're expecting to get that paperwork from IRS in the next 6 months to 7 months, you can go ahead and file for your citizenship, and at the interview you can show them. If you're not expecting anything in the next 6-7 months, I will recommend that you wait until you get that, then you file, because if at the interview level you don't have anything to show that you have an arrangement with IRS, they will block your citizenship.
I see. So do I mention something in the application, like when I actually send the application, say...
Yes, you have to mention the question with do you owe any taxes, you have to say yes, and you'll have to give an explanation. For example, you will say, I have an arrangement with them, etc., etc., and then based on that, they will work with you. But if you don't have any arrangement or you have not paid it, then you will be owing taxes, which is kind of goes against moral character. They won't give you the citizenship. Okay?
I see. Okay, so once I hear back from IRS, I should be okay.
Yeah, as long as you have an arrangement with them. Okay, hold on. Just hearing back from them is not good enough. You have to have an arrangement with them. Okay? All right?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, good luck to you. Take care. Let me take another caller, Franco, if I have one. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Hello? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a bunch of callers at the same time, and I apologize. Sometimes people, when they call at the same time, the line sounds busy. I know Franco was telling me that. So, if in case you want to call again, we still have time. We are going to take more callers. The number to the studio is 408-912-5565, and this is Attorney Shah Peerally live from the Shah Peerally Law Group. Our law firm deals mostly in immigration law and debt settlement, and we are located in Newark. We have an office in San Francisco and one in Washington, D.C., and you can reach us basically again on the number 510-742-5887. The website to check is attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com. And today, of course, the studio line is 408-912-5565. Let me take a caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Shah. This is Vijay. Good morning, and thanks for your service.
Good morning.
I have a question related to H-1B stamping. Next week, like in 2 weeks, I'm going to India for a vacation and plan for H1B stamping. And 2 days back, my role was changed from individual contributor to technical manager. And these two roles are pretty much same, and the roles and responsibilities are same. And I filled all my DS-160 and other documents as an individual contributor. So can I apply for H-1B amendment and go for stamping, or can I go for stamping without amendment?
Well, the rule is under Samio case. What it says, if there's any material change, you have to file an amendment. In this case, if you're changing position, but the rule is pretty much the same, the question is it material or not. I will not be able to answer that until I compare the two job descriptions. But if you think there are changes more than 30% approximately, and don't count, I'm not giving you something which is exact here because there's no rule for that. It all depends on the case. But if you're changing your role, you will have to do an amendment. Now the problem is that since there's no premium, until the amendment is approved, you won't be able to go for stamping. So another option is to not shift your job right now, go for your stamping, come back, and then do your amendment. But if you cannot do that, then I will recommend that you compare the job, and if check with your lawyer, company lawyer, if they can do that. If not, you can give us a call we can do that for you at 510-742-5887, because you need to make sure if there's any material change, you have to file an amendment. It's not only about moving places, it's also about changing your position. So just the job title changes. If the code is still the same, you're fine. But if the code changes, then you have to file an amendment. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good luck to you. I don't know, Franco, if you have another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Hello? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, the lines are open, 408-912-5565. And as I was mentioning earlier, we don't focus only on employment-based immigration. We also do family-based immigration. And recently, a lot of people have been calling, especially on their marriage petitions or for their parents, because things have gotten rough now. We have to admit that. Usually, if people have been listening to me for years, many times people will call and say, hey, do I need a lawyer for that? I will tell you probably not. Some cases you don't need a lawyer. In fact, putting a lawyer just only becomes a hassle. But now cases, more and more, even simple cases, might actually end up by needing a lawyer. So if you need help, you need someone experienced and who understand what is happening, give us a call, 510-742-5887. The website to check is attorneyonair.com. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in air. Hello. Hello.
Hi. This is Sachin.
Hi, Sachin.
I am on H-1B visa and I have approved I-140. I want to change employer. I want to resign from my job, and I want to check what are the options. Like, will I be able to resign and look for jobs while being not on H-1B or out of status, or will I have like a 60-day grace period to do that?
Well, technically, this is a question that I get all the time, and the answer is not very clear, because the truth is that what they say in this is the 60 days grace period applies to termination, right? Termination is not when you decide to quit the job. So it is very risky because, but the truth is, when you leave the job, the company will send a letter terminating the H-1B. So if it's based on the termination of the H-1B itself, then yes, you will have your 60 days grace period. But it's a risky thing. And most people don't take it, so I don't have any first-hand knowledge in practical terms if just leaving the job will give you that grace period. But it should, in theory, but it has not been tested. So it's not something I will recommend that you try. But if you want to try it, it's okay. You can try it. But is in theory, what the theory is that it's the H-1B termination. So if the H-1B termination will happen after you quit, then you're still under the rules of H-1B termination of 60 days. But like I said, it has not been tested, so I will recommend caution before you keep hope on that 60 days grace period for you. Okay.
So are there any other options? Like if I resign, like what are the options? Do I need to do
Well,
any?
the best is I will recommend finding another company when resigning. The other option is you can try to claim your 60 days grace period, and if it doesn't work, then what you will need to do, you will need to do a what we call a new employment cap exempt, and you might have to leave the country and come back after approval to get your I-94. Um, it's unfortunately there's no way to kind of know this until you test it. But in theory, it should work. Your 60 days grace period give you time, but that's not something I will recommend you try because we don't know the answer completely. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air.
Hi, sir. Thanks for taking call. I have one question. Sir. I'm working on EAD, I have the EB3, which is labor pending from 2006, actually, August 2006. So I was thinking, and I'm eligible for EB2 now. I want to upgrade to EB2. How long does the process takes, and what is the process for now, if I go now?
Okay. Well, in order for you to upgrade, you have to go to the new labor certification process. That means around 1 year, including 4 or 5 months to get it filed, at least minimum 6 months now, and then another waiting time of already 8 months. So we are talking almost like 1 year to 1.5 years. Then the I-140 you can do premium. That will give you probably another 1 month more. So between 1.5 years, around 1.5 years, going to take you approximately.
But
and then you can borrow the price. I'm sorry?
Please go ahead, sir. Sorry.
No, I didn't hear you. All I was saying is that to reach the I-140 level, it will take around 1.5 years. If there's of course, audit or anything.
But how long that 485 process takes, sir?
Excuse me. It all depends if the dates are current. Well, hopefully the dates will be current because you will be taking that new priority date of 2006. If the dates are current and you clear the background checks within a couple of months, you should get your green card around 90 days. But if the background checks are not cleared, you might get stuck for a while.
Okay. But is it in the current situation, sir, because the EB3 is currently passing in June 2005. So is it good to wait when we get the voting? It doesn't make sense.
Well, it makes sense to wait, but if you get an opportunity to get an EB2, I will recommend going on an EB2 because anyway, your EB3 is not going to go away just because you file an EB2. So, especially if you're in a different position. But if you get a chance to go on EB2, I will recommend going on EB2 because the EB3 right now we're seeing some good movement, but we don't know what will happen down the road because it's always a gamble when it comes to this. Okay?
Yeah, got it. Thank you, sir.
Good luck to you. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air. Hello. Hello. Okay, I need to go to another call. I'm having background. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air. Hello. Hello. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for that. We, this is live shows. We always have some difficulties, unfortunately, and it might not be technical. It might also be directly related to a lot of people are actually in their car or in the BART calling. So, I will recommend that you park your car before you talk to me, unless you have a Bluetooth. But even that is risky. So, don't call or text and drive. You know the rule. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, this is Ravi.
Hello. Hi, Ravi.
Hello. Yeah, hi.
Hello. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you in the BART?
Yeah. No, I'm driving actually.
Okay. Well,
thanks for taking my call.
Go ahead. You're welcome.
Thanks for taking my call. Last time I had a consultation with you. You were very helpful in clarifying our doubts, and we were out of the situation. All thanks to you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much for the life, didn't we?
Yeah, last year I've applied visitors visas for my in-laws, and we got them fine. We sent the documents, they went for an interview, they got it approved, and they visited US as well. But this year when I applied it for my parents, so they went to the visa interview, but they got rejected. The reason they said was like they were not able to convince that they have no intentions to stay here for a longer period.
Yeah.
So
when did they go for the interview? When did they go for the interview?
They went for an interview the beginning of June.
Yeah. Well, right now, unfortunately, they are just using INE 214B, which is the immigrant intent, as kind of a catch-all provision to just deny people their entry. So what I would recommend is to wait a little bit and refile, and then this time show if your parents have properties there, if your parents have jobs there, anything that shows ties to India, that's what they're looking for. But unfortunately, when it comes to visitor visa, no matter what you do, it's pretty much at the discretion of the officer. And with the new administration, they are more, from what I'm seeing, and I might be wrong, more difficulties that it used to be. So the only way you can really deal with that is actually to go ahead and retry it until you get it. But it's too early to retry it. Wait a couple of months and then retry. Okay?
When we reapply, we have to show a reason why the circumstances are different this time. So I'm not sure. Their current situation is like they have 4 kids. One of them is me, and I'm here. Rest 3 are back in India, but still they were not convinced that they will go back.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, and well, it's always a new situation, right? The month changes, situation changes, life changes. You might have additions in your family. So you need to find any reason, and especially since you applied, and what they're looking for is not your reason to come; it's your reason to go back. So if you can prove that your reason to go back is good, you should be able to. You should be okay. So unfortunately, the only thing I can tell you is until you try, it's not going to work, and there's no magic when it comes to visitor visa. I actually, even you hire me, and there's no way I can really kind of promise you it will work. So only solution is to retry, and this time show more. And if you get a nice officer, things will be better. If not, then you will be back to square one, unfortunately. And right now, things are very tight to get in the U.S., and they are more prone to deny than approve. So it's not like under Obama where they were welcoming people as they were doing before. But they're still giving visitor visa, but it's a little bit more difficult. Okay? And give me a call at the office, Ravi. If you want, we can talk in private, 510-742-5887. And thank you for the kind words. Okay?
Sure. Thank you, Shah Peerally.
You're welcome. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I will be able to take more callers, but I wanted now to touch on the topic and exactly what we are getting calls on. People are seeing things a little bit more difficult than before, but we were expecting that, so you need to be more ready than before, and that's why it's a good idea, because a lot of people call me saying, oh, it worked last year, and how come it's not working this year? Well, a lot of things have changed in America since last year, since even this year. So you need to be ready and just don't take things for granted, because things that might have been easy to get through are now not easy to get through. Now I'm going to talk, before I take the other caller, Franco, I wanted to cover a little bit the topic of debt settlement, because this is very related to the situation. I'm getting a lot of calls where people are getting laid off, or losing their jobs, or ultimately are facing a lot of hardship, and they have kind of used their credit cards as they go to pay for the bills, and now suddenly they see themselves with big bills. We can help you get out of those problems on what we call a debt settlement. What a debt settlement does, we negotiate the debts for you, we'll reduce it to a its value, part of it. And for example, $10,000 might end up by you might be paying only $3,000, and they clear the rest. This is just an example, and we can do that for credit cards, sometimes on second mortgages if the house is kind of lowering itself, and also for some other litigation cases where basically they got a judgment against you, etc. So check the website yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com for more information, or call us at 510-742-5887. I think I have another caller, Franco. Let me take the caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Shah. This is Mani. I got a question. My current sixth year of H-1B expires September 29 of this year, and my company has filed for H-1B extension, and the petition is still there under processing. So I got an important event to attend on August 24 this year. So is it okay, like if I travel and come back like first week of September, is it like safe?
Okay. When is your current H-1B expiring?
September 29 of this year.
And you already filed the extension, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a stamp on your passport?
Sorry?
You do have a stamp on your passport, right?
Yeah, I got a valid visa on my passport. Yes.
Okay. And you're planning to travel this month, right? And come back?
Yeah, I need to be there on August 24th. That's the event date. I need to be there, and I can come back after that. And my current visa stamping expires the same day as my I-797 expiration.
And that's first week of September, right? You said?
Not first week. September 29.
Yeah, you can travel, but it's risky. Okay, so you can try to move forward on that, but at the same time, there's a risk there, because technically, until the extension gets approved, you don't have 6 months on your S797, and there is kind of right now a situation where basically they are kind of pushing for people to kind of have a 6 months before they enter. But technically you should be able to come back, but it's risky. So if it is not important to attend the event, I will not recommend you going. But if it is important, you can try. But they might tell you at the airport, oh, you don't have 6 months on your 797, so we won't let you in. Because until the extension gets approved, you don't have a technically you don't have more H-1Bs on your hand. Okay, so
yeah, but I got a valid approved I-140, and still it's risky, right?
Okay, yeah, it's risky because at the airport the determination will be done at the airport, right, by the CBP, and you hear stories every day what they're doing. So and plus the rule has always been there. Usually they want a full solid 6 months to let people in. Although I've seen many cases where people were coming in even with 1 month, but the problem is that your extension is done basically while you're here. When you do the extension, what it does, it allows you to kind of stay here on a period of stay. But once you leave the country, technically that extension kind of it's there, but it doesn't carry that period of stay. So that period of stay is not a status. It's a little bit tricky to explain, but it doesn't give you a status. So without a status, and then without a 797, when you come at the airport, they'll tell you, okay, we have not approved your H-1B, so how can we give you more time? If you're lucky, they might give you 1 month and let you adjust on that extension. But it's a risky thing that I will not recommend leaving. The other option is that you leave, wait for the approval, and then you come back.
Okay, got it. And when I come back, I need to go for visa stamping and come back, right? Like if I'm waiting there.
Yeah, if you pass the date, yes, definitely, yeah, you have to do that. Okay.
Okay. And
but if you want to go, you can go, but I don't recommend it. Go ahead.
One last question. Actually, after the current H1 I-797 expiration, and if I don't have my petition approved, so how many days? What should I do? Anything after that, like extend my I-94 or anything like that? And how long I can stay until my approval comes in?
Okay, as long as the you can stay as long as you want until the case comes in, and then you come back here. But then you will need the new stamping. There's no limitation on that, because
Great,
just
but
because
this is
you leave the
if I
country.
stay. No, this is if I stay. If I'm not going back, this is a separate scenario. Like I'm staying here. I passed the my current H1B expiration, which is September 29th.
Oh, okay,
and
okay, yeah. You have 240 days. 240 days. You can continue staying, but you have 240 days to continue working. It's different. The 240 days only applies to working, but after that you can stay here, but you cannot work. Okay. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good luck to you. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are almost done with the show, and I think I have like 9 minutes to go. I just wanted to let you know anything I told you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. Sometimes I cannot answer questions because I need sensitive data. So in those cases, I will recommend you give us a call at 510-742-5887 to set up a consultation, or visit our website attorneyonair.com. And Amit, are you there?
Hey, sir, how are you?